What's up guys, Cap over here, and welcome to our third week in the TCLs. We're taking on the San Francisco Slowkings, coached by Tree. If you want to check out his side of the battle, be sure to look in the description down below, and you'll see a link. You can click on it, it'll take you to his channel, and be sure to sub up to his side. That'd be really awesome if we can get some Cap and Crump audiences over there. Anywho, we are both 1-1. He has a +3 differential. I am at 0, the big fat O, and this is a huge match for us because we could potentially move up in the standings. Whenever we get a chance to move up, you know you want to try to take advantage of it. So the team that he has is right there. He has a pretty awesome team actually. He has Heatran, Rotom Wash, Crocodile, Vaporeon, Frostlass, Mr. Mime, Mega Altaria, Thunderous T, Mean Shell, Chinchino, and Murkrow. So some things we want to note in here is that he has a pretty solid, I guess he sort of has like a dragon, a fantasy core, that being Heatran, Mr. Mime, and Mega Altaria, or it could just be Mega Altaria and Heatran. He has a lot of immunities. It's sort of crazy to just note how many immunities he has. And he has Pokemon that can set up on you relatively easily, just because Mega Altaria is one of those mons that can do that. Crocodile with Moxie can easily sweep you. And then Thunderous T can just set up a nasty plot or agility, and then it's GG, call it a day, you know, bag it in. And yeah, so I'll show you the team that I'm bringing in today. Once again, always making these beautiful graphics. I love it so much. It's so much fun. It really puts me to like in the right mindset for matches. So here's the team. So we're gonna start off with the 3 fun facts, and he has Murkrow. Dat burp, get murked. That's right, so Murkrow is relatively annoying. I've dealt with this thing a numerous amount of times, and never have I encountered a Murkrow that wasn't annoying. So I'm a bit curious on what sort of Murkrow, if he does bring it, on what sort of Murkrow it is going to be. So it can run, I'm expecting Murkrow because I have a really fast team. Murkrow seems like a decent matchup, just because it gets Prankster with Thunder Wave, and then it can do some more shenanigans. And then another interesting fact is his immunities. It's crazy. All his mons have some sort of immunity to something on the team. Just because, like, let's take a look. Like, for example, he has Heatran, Poison. Rotom, Wash, Ground, thanks to Levitate. Crocodile, Psychic. Vaporeon, Water Absorb Water. Frostlass, Fighting Normal. Mr. Mime, you know, it's Dragon. Mega Altaria, Dragon. And yeah, I think that's about it. Thunderous, Ground, and Thunder. Mean Shell has no resistance, doesn't have any immunity, so that's always nice. Chinchou is Ghost, and the Murkrow is once again Ground and Psychic. So he has a lot of immunities, which is sort of scary because if he really plays towards that, it's gonna make me think whenever I click a button, I'm gonna be like, is he gonna switch into that thing? And how is he gonna take advantage of it? So that's a pretty cool thing on his team that I noticed. And he also has Ploofy, aka the Mega Altaria. So there's a lot of things that the reason why Mega Altaria is so good is because it's so unpredictable. It can be a physical, a special attacking Altaria, a defensive Altaria, or just a clerk Altaria. So there's all sorts of things that I gotta watch out for in terms of the Altaria, and then I gotta send out the appropriate wall and really capitalize on it not making a huge hole in my team. So we'll get into the team that I brought in today. We'll start off with Napoleon over here. This is my offensive sub burp mon. Pretty much it has coverage to a lot of things on his team. It has Surf. I can speak. Substitute, Flash Cannon, Surf, and Hidden Power Grass. Pretty much hits everything on his team for a decent amount of damage. Plus with the Substitute, I can actually sort of take advantage of the lefties and sub. In case if Vaporeon comes in, it is meant to outspeed it. Rotom doesn't really do much because most likely he will Volt Switch. And Thunderous it's always nice because I can scatter what sort of Thunderous it is, and at the same time I can go for Surf and get some decent damage off. Flash Cannon, since it is a fully offensive Napoleon, it's 248 offense and it is modded, so this thing is going to be hitting hard. It's a 2 KO on the Mega Altaria, so he has to go for attacks. If he goes for Hyper Voice, I am resistant towards it, so I'm sort of guessing. I'm hoping that he's a physical variant. Best case scenario, he's a just, you know, physical or just special attacking, because if he's mixed, then I'm in trouble. Yeah, pretty much he hits everything on his team. Pretty much. Then next up we have the Lando, the plain white tee, and what I mean by that is just, it's your basic Lando. There's no point of bringing a variant of the Lando, because thanks to Intimidate and its incredible stats, it actually walls Crocodile, it walls Mean Shao, it walls Chinchino, and to a certain degree it might wall Murkrow too, since it can't paralyze it. It could potentially poison it, but hey. So I figured he's gonna bring either, or he's probably gonna bring one of those 3 Pokemon, the Chinchou, Mean Shao, or the Crocodile. And I figured, you know what, you don't really need to get that crazy with it. Earthquake, U-turn, knockoff, Stealth Rocks is really nice, and he doesn't really have much hazard control, so if I can get my rocks up, that'd be awesome, because it brings everything in range where my sweepers can come in and potentially take the battle to him and finish him with the battle. So that's Landorus. Shoutouts to Pleasant Jive Money for the nickname. I saw this nickname in a battle and I was like, oh man, that is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So shoutouts to him for that nickname. Next up, we're gonna go with the Florges. Pretty much it's just our defense, our specially defensive mon. Just because its natural bulk is nice. I actually invested all my EV and my spread to defense, so it's a bold Florges. And the reason for this was because it's pretty much a 2-hit KO on the Altaria. Either or, I wasn't really that worried about it, just because, yeah, it seems like Calm Mind, Fairy types, or setup Fairy types really do well against his team. So things like Road and Wash, Crocodile, Vaporeon, Frostlass, even Mr. Mine, Mean Shao without the Poison Jab, Chinchino or Murkrow, they don't really appreciate it. And once I get a couple Calm Minds up, either Sludge Wave or Flash Cannon won't hurt from Thundurus T, won't hurt Florges. So I figured, you know what, it makes sense. I'm going to bring this. Of course, I'm going to bring Wish, Aromatherapy, Calm Mind, and Moonblast, just so I can, you know, sort of spread the love around. And yeah, I figured it's a great mon to bring in this battle, and it really applies a lot of pressure on him. And the reason why I didn't bring Hidden Power Ground was because I found that Calm Mind and Calm Mind Moonblast was fine for me. I want to pop the balloon if he potentially has it, so getting the Moonblast and popping that would be incredible. Yeah, so that's pretty much Florges' role, just to take and absorb hits, help the team out a bit. You know, not much of a difference in there. Next up, we have Mega Beedrill. Once again, this is pretty much the same spread I brought from last week, which is relatively interesting because in case if he scarfed Heatran, actually put the spread out to outspeed a Scarf Heatran, which hits 361, which is interesting because the other one hit 360, so I only had to put like 4 more investments in speed. And of course, I'm running Poison Jab, U-turn, Protect, and Drill Run. It is a adamant Mega Beedrill because it just hits everything on his team so hard. One-shots Heatran. It pretty much one-shots the Rotom with a Poison Jab. Even after the Intimidate, Crocodile has a chance of getting one-shotted by the U-turn. Vaporeon can sort of take it. Frostlass could take it. Mr. Mime doesn't. Mega Altaria doesn't appreciate it, Thundurus T doesn't appreciate it, Mean Shao doesn't appreciate it, Chinchou doesn't appreciate it. Pretty much you get the gist of this. Not a lot of mons appreciate the U-turn from this Mega Beedrill, and it's just, it applies so much pressure and it's so good. So this is sort of my King Bee mon. There's not a lot of things that really counter it other than T-Wave Murkrow, so if I can get this mon in when everything is weak and simply finish it off, that'd be awesome. That's pretty much what I'm basing a lot of my playstyle around, is how can I make Mega Beedrill work and how well can I use it. So I'm really excited to bring Major Buzzkill once more, just because last week it did so much work and I'm expecting it to do more work this week. Next up we have Token, our Haxorus, with the Yachi Berry, Mold Breaker, Poison Jab, Outrage, Earthquake, and the Swords Dance, right? Oh, I don't even know what that was. So the reason why I brought Swords Dance instead of Dragon Dance is because Dragon Dance actually doesn't really do that much for me. He doesn't really have that quick of a team, barring anything that is, you know, scarfed or whatnot. And I figured, hey, you know what would be really cool? Bringing a Swords Dance. After a +2, everything that doesn't outspeed it is pretty much KO'd by this beast of a mon. And yeah, it's frightening. It's really scary. So Earthquake pretty much takes down Heatran. +2 Swords Dance. Haxorus beats Road and Wash easily. And I'm predicting him to have Hidden Power Ice on his Thundurus or something on his team. So I can actually just go for the Poison Jab rather than, you know, Earthquake or Outrage or something like that against his Mons. And I can actually KO that Mega Altaria just because if I ever get an opportunity to go for a free Outrage, I'm going to click it, but I'm going to click it hesitantly because if Mega Altaria is still around, I don't want it to potentially build up more momentum. There we go. So pretty much don't play with swords or sharp things. It's going to hurt. Haxorus is going to hurt. And then finally, this is the debut of Control Plus C, aka the Ditto. Oh man, oh man. So this Ditto is pretty much double vision. I was looking at his team and I was like, what really hurts his team a lot? And then I realized his own team hurts him a lot. It's like one of those instances of stop hitting yourself. This is pretty much what Ditto's role is in the team. Stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself. If Mega Altaria comes in, Choice Scarf return does so much damage on his team. Other than Heatran, other than pretty much Heatran. Heatran doesn't appreciate it. If Heatran is running amok, the best check to Heatran is actually Heatran, just because of the Earth power and the potential possibilities of it. Crocodile, if it has too many Moxies, I can actually just go for Ditto and sort of counter that. So it's sort of my anti-setup Pokemon. So just in case if anyone gets out of hand, I can actually just throw this thing out there and I'll be like, you know what, that was a safe play to do. I am happy. This is totally fine. So Ditto has a big role in this match. I'm really expecting big things from Ditto. And yeah, so which is rather interesting because you got the Ditto and the Murkrow, and they could put in a lot of work, our tier 4 and 3 Pokemon, I guess. So anywho, that pretty much concludes the team builder. Pretty much our plan here is to let Mega Beedrill or potentially our Scarf Ditto finish up the battle. If Haxorus can break things, that'd be awesome. But the big thing here is pretty much Beedrill is gonna be huge in this match, and hopefully I can make this Empoleon work. It is something I was looking at and I was playing with it and I was like, oh man, this burp could do work. It could do some serious work because it's like an 81% roll on the Mega Altaria. It is incredible how much damage a modest Empoleon does with Flash Cannon. So yeah, anywho, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for the battle. Be sure to check out Tree's channel and sub to it. That'd be incredible. And I'm gonna get going, so thank you so much for watching. This is Cap signing off.